Hi, my name's Kevin Cox. I began this journey in December of 2016. Went to my doctor for my annual checkup in January of this past year and saw Dr. Landry and went through my normal checkup. And I said, well, while I'm here, I said, you might as well look at this. I said, I don't think it's anything, but I said, probably ought to check it out. He agreed, so we scheduled an x-ray for the next week. Went in and saw the radiologist, did a mammogram, which was a little unnerving for a guy, but anyway, that went through the mammogram process, instantly took me over, did an ultrasound. It didn't look right, so they came back and did a second ultrasound. At that point, the radiologist came in and spoke to me, and he said, Kevin, he said, looks like cancer to me. And so my question to him was at that point is okay, what do we do now? And he asked me what I meant by that, and I said, well, I teach an adult Sunday school class, and I said I was just telling him yesterday in my Sunday school class that it's not my place as a Christian to ask God why things happen, but it's my place to say, what do we do now? I said at that point, he said we needed to do a biopsy, and so I asked him if he could do that while I was here. And so while I was here at the Putnam County Hospital, he went ahead and did the biopsy that day. I sent that back off. We got our results back on Thursday evening of that week, and it was confirmed that it was malignant, that it was cancer. And so we started the process then of meeting with Dr. Thomay in the surgery department here and got a process put together of scheduling surgery to remove the mass. Did a mastectomy on my right side. Then we started then a couple of weeks later then with Dr. Ahmed in the oncology department, met with them and started chemo then by the end of February. The folks here in the Putnam County oncology department were fantastic helping us through this process. So it was a great comfort to me to know that one of the nurses that was there that was administering the chemotherapy drugs was actually a cancer survivor, had been through what I was going through a number of years before. And so for her to have a firsthand knowledge of what it was that I was probably going to be dealing with was a big comfort and a big help to me. So went through 12 weeks of that. Of course, lost all my hair, had bouts with being sick, as everybody's afraid of. I had all that. I'm a farmer, so that was right in the middle of planting season, so that created its own set of challenges with fatigue and weakness and joint discomfort and all that. So it was quite a time. But going through all of that, and I've said it from the start, and I still feel that way today, that it's hard to find a family today that's not affected by cancer in some form or fashion. And I would much rather it be me that has that as to be my wife or my daughters or my son. And so going through that process, they made it as painless as they possibly could, explained things very thoroughly as we went through the process, and now in remission. I asked Dr. Ahmed, I said, am I cancer-free? He said, well, we don't tell anybody that. I said, well, am I healed? He goes, we don't tell them that either, but we tell them they're in remission. So right now I'm in remission. Have to go back now every 6 months and see Dr. Ahmed. And at the end of the process, whenever we finished up our last round of chemotherapy, they said, well, it's your turn to sign the survivor's quilt, which I didn't know anything about that. So overhanging on the walls, this handmade quilt that has names written all over it of people that have survived cancer, have went through the chemotherapy process, being able to sign off on this chapter of their life. And then you rang a bell. You rang a bell for victory over the disease, and that you had went through your journey of cancer and that you came out the other side of it. And so it was encouraging and it was exciting to be able to sign off on that and to ring that bell and to be able to have that chapter of your life behind you. Seeing now we're on the other side of it, it gives me a new respect for the word cancer and how that affects people and affects their families.